Let me say again, congratulations to you and to the team that have initiated this venture. It is indeed needed and can be viable. One of the key things that we just have to remember is what are our main objectives, and knowing that every individual who participates will have their own goals and expectations, and they will not always be the same as another individual, and that is quite acceptable. One of the things that was clear to me is the age group of the individuals and the way that they prefer to do business. There was a lot of emphasis on face to face. While I have no problem with face to face, face to face does not necessarily mean that you are going to be any more personable, but you just need to take into consideration who your ideal target is and what they are comfortable with. I know many of the older persons will struggle with the technology, and they still prefer to be able to see who they're doing business with. The reality is that in this global village, you will not always be able to see the person in live and direct, so therefore you use your technology. You made a good point as it relates to the directory, the dashboard only being one of the components, and I think that's something that you need to stress whenever you are sharing parts of the whole initiative, that what a person is experiencing or what they're seeing is just one component. And the thing is with the dashboard and access to dashboard and directory, those are all elements that you can tweak in terms of who have access to them and what they need to do to get access. Those are all things that can come into play afterwards. So avoid being bogged down with the details in terms of the execution, but focus more on the concept. And I think the key concept is to connect the two nations and individuals who are within the nations and who want to do business with those nations have a hub that they can get to. Like I mentioned to you before, when you first mentioned this to me, it is a marketplace, so it is just a matter of bringing buyers and sellers together and doing business. You will have different buyers and different types of sellers. But overall, I think the project is the initiative is a good one, and like any other association, it takes time to be able to reach that critical mass where it becomes attractive, where it becomes desirable, where people do not have a problem paying for it. The truth is, John, the success or the real value of this entity may very well be realized outside of the lifetime of those who are presently here. Like every organization, I mean, it takes time to be able to grow, and people need to be able to feel they need to trust it, and the credibility and all those areas are built up. But overall, yes, definitely a good way to go. And my only other thing I would say is that thinking beyond just Barbados and Guyana. You understand this maybe the pilot, but thinking of other nations that can be incorporated into it. But yeah, that's my feedback in a nutshell, a big nutshell. Take care.